Today on The Hookup, I'm going to show you as quickly as possible what to look for and what to avoid in each robotic vacuum price category to help you find the best deals on big sale days like Black Friday and Prime Day, regardless of your budget. Starting with the under $100 category, it's my opinion that normally if you only have $100 to spend, you should probably just save your money and buy a decent cordless stick vacuum. However, on big sale days, you might still be able to find a decent vacuum close to or under $100. So here's what to look for and what to avoid. First, make sure the vacuum has a roller bar, because most vacuums at this price point are sweeping robots that rely on a suction-only model, which is really only good for picking up large debris. Look through all the images and find a picture of the bottom of the robot. And if there's a suction port instead of a roller bar, you should skip it. Second, try to find a vacuum with a remote control, because that's the easiest and cheapest way for vacuum companies to implement advanced features like scheduling and multiple cleaning modes, like edge cleaning and straight line cleaning. Last, if your budget is pretty tight, don't immediately dismiss renewed options. I agree that the idea of buying a used vacuum sounds a little bit gross, but every renewed product that I've bought from Amazon has come basically unused. Just make sure that it's coming from the manufacturer themselves and not from a shady third-party seller. Worst case scenario, the vacuum comes in a state that you're uncomfortable with, and you can take advantage of Amazon's free return policy. On big sale days, you should keep an eye out for sales on the budget Eufy vacuums like the 11S and the Robovac 30, which can get very close to the $100 mark, and offer good suction, a big dustbin, and Eufy's excellent customer service. But at this point, those models are about 5 years old and they lack advanced navigation, which means they'll get stuck more often and need significantly more babysitting than the newer mapping robotic vacuums. So if you have $200 to spend, here's what you should look for and what you should avoid. First and foremost, you should look for LIDAR Navigation. These robots use a spinning laser to quickly map your house and enable other advanced features. LIDAR robots are usually easy to recognize since their laser is housed in a raised area on top, but do keep an eye out for sneaky companies that pretend to have LIDAR by putting a circular design feature in the middle of the top of the robot. Second, you should look for keywords like no-go zones and virtual walls. These app features let you virtually block off areas of your house that may have problematic furniture or loose wiring, so you can reduce the likelihood that your vacuum gets stuck and you won't need to babysit your robot. Some really good options at this price point are the Zuzi Z70 and the 360 S7 Pro, but on big sale days, you might even be able to find robots from big brands like the Ecovacs N7 and the DreamTech D9 for very close to $200. After LiDAR, the next huge step forward in robotic vacuum technology is the auto empty base. And in the last 3 years, they've come down from prices around $1,000 to under $300. But that of course comes with a few gotchas. First, auto empty bases used to only be offered with top-of-the-line flagship vacuums. But that trend has shifted and companies like Shark and Roomba now offer auto empty bins on their lower-end vacuums. But as I said before, LiDAR mapping is still the most impactful feature, so avoid budget options like the auto empty Roomba i3 Plus and the Shark and Yeti camera navigation vacuums. Lidstow seems to be the only one who's broken the $300 barrier with their R1, which is a great option, but there are lots of really good choices around $350. And for $400, you can pick up the DreamTech D10 Plus, which is a pretty big name in robotic vacuums that works with the Xiaomi Mi Home app and offers a pretty complete feature set. Above that price point, vacuum specs get incrementally better with things like battery life and suction, but the core experience remains fundamentally the same, all the way up to around $900. And that's when mopping becomes a bigger focus, with scrubbing mops and auto refilling cleaning stations. I recently did an in-depth review of all those systems, which are overall incredible, but my conclusion was that the performance of the Ecovacs OMNI X1 was the best for purely hard flooring, while the Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra was the best pick for homes with a mix of hard flooring and carpet. Because the X1 OMNI and S7 MaxV Ultra are flagship vacuums from name brand companies, that means that any sale price around $1,000 would still be considered a really good deal. But as far as value is concerned, they won't come close to something like the Zuzi Z70 or the Lidstow R1 that give you 75% of the features for 30% of the price. If you've got questions about a specific deal, feel free to ask about it down in the comments or tweet at me at @thehookup1. I've got links down in the description for all the vacuums that I mentioned in this video, as well as some of my other top recommendations and deals. If this video helped you decide on a vacuum, I'd appreciate if you use those links, since as an Amazon affiliate, I do earn a small commission at no cost to you. If you're still undecided, here are a couple other robotic vacuum videos that I've made for further research. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching The Hookup.